So in this project, I'm going to talk about something new. So for example, I'll demonstrate what a wrapper class in Java really is. So the wrapper class simply provides a mechanism to convert primitive into object and object into primitive. Since the Java SE5 version, the autoboxing and unboxing feature converts these primitive into object and object into primitive automatically. The automatic conversion of the primitive into object is known as autoboxing and vice versa unboxing. So keep that in mind when you come across these words within the Java community. So one of the 8 classes of java.lang packages are known as the wrapper class in Java, and that's wrapper with a W, by the way. The list of 8 wrapper classes are such as, and we've been working with these as well. So the primitive type, for example, is Boolean, and the wrapper class is also Boolean. The primitive type is char, and the wrapper class is character. The primitive type is byte with a lowercase b, and the wrapper class is byte with an upperclass b. And again, we can take a look at others such as short, int is for integer, long is long, float is float with a capital F, double is double, and so on. So these are just the primitive types and then the wrapper classes. Let me in fact demonstrate how the wrapper class works using our Java Eclipse editor, first from primitive to wrapper and then wrapper to primitive. So let's switch to our Java Eclipse editor. So once I'm in the Eclipse editor, let me go ahead and simply create a new class. I'm going to call this wrapper example1 and then click finish. So the public class is wrapper example1, which is fine. Next, let me go ahead and do the public static void main, and of course our string with our command line argument and the array. Open our curly braces. So first I'm going to show you, let me place a comment here. So converting int into integer. Let's go ahead, do this. So let's do int a equals 20, for example, and then use the integer, call I equals integer dot value of a. Okay, so what's essentially happening here is that I'm converting int into integer. Okay, so let me place a comment for reference purposes. So converting int into an integer. Similarly, if I were to do, let's say, integer j, for example, equals a, and what this would do is autobox it, right? So now the compiler will write integer dot value of a internally. Okay, so this is how you would autobox. So for example, let me place a comment here quickly. So this is autoboxing, and now the compiler will write integer dot value of a, for example. That's our code, and internally let's do a system.out.println, and I'm printing a, then I'm going to concatenate, for example, with a set of quotations, concatenate again, use the I plus set of quotations and then plus the j. Great. So what do you think the output is going to be, right? So it's going to in fact display 20 3 times basically. That's the output I'm looking for. So just a quick example on how to convert int into integer as part of the wrapper class example. So if I were to run this, for example, just click on the run button, save and launch dialog box appears, click OK, and of course we get the output as 20, 20, and 20. Perfect. Next, let me show you the vice versa, right? So how to convert integer into int. So let's create a new class. example2 and click finish. And here's our public class. Next, I'm going to do, let's say, the public static void main, and then string with the command line argument, set of brackets, and open the curly braces. So here I'm simply converting, place a comment, integer into or to int. So let's go ahead and do integer a, for example, equals new integer 3 semicolon. So I'm going to say int I equals a dot int value, and what this would do is in fact convert the integer to int. So let's do a semicolon and let me place a comment. So converting integer to int. And next, if I were to do, let's say, int j equals a, so here think about it, we're unboxing. So we're not autoboxing as in the previous example, but here we're simply unboxing it. So unboxing, and now the compiler will essentially write a dot int value, set of parentheses internally, right? Perfect. And if I were to do a system.out.println and do a plus set of quotations, concatenate again with I plus set of quotations, and then of course we add j as well. And of course fix our spelling up here. So it says integer, right? Get rid of the R. And of course get rid of the extra parentheses as well. Perfect. So let's run this. Click on the run button. Save and launch dialog box appears. Click OK. And perfect. We get our result, which is 3, 3, and 3. So in this small project, I wanted to demonstrate the concept of the wrapper classes in Java. Something that you'll be using a lot when you write Java code. So understand the primitive types and then of course the wrapper class or wrapper types as well. So I hope this helps, and let's move to the next lesson.